Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another HD broadcast, and today we are going to be looking at a Protoss versus Zerg here on Metalopolis. The players are on the Asian servers and they're actually Korean. They are part of the Prime Gaming clan, which, as you guys all know, Czech is a part of. Cheetah here spawning as the blue Protoss player. Once again, Cheetah Prime at 9 o'clock on Metalopolis, and his opponent is going to be his clanmate Mystic Prime all the way at the 2 o'clock as the red Zerg. So it is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg on Metalopolis, and I don't think I've done enough PvZs, and as you guys all know, PvZ has the potential to become one of the most epic matchups, especially if it gets down to the later stages of the game. So I'm really excited to be doing this instead of doing all the TVZs that I've been doing lately. But before this game gets underway, I do want to call attention to a couple of announcements. As you guys all know, I just came back from Raleigh, North Carolina from doing the MLG StarCraft 2 broadcasting, and it was an absolute blast. I really loved Raleigh. It was a great environment, great players, and a great event altogether. So thanks a lot for tuning in and supporting me on that, guys. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is, yes, we did reach 200,000 subscribers, and absolutely crazy because let me tell you guys, it took 1 year to get to 100,000, and then it took 1 month to get to 200,000. So I did want to make a video, but I figured, too many announcement videos in one small time frame, kind of annoying. So maybe we'll wait until I reach 1 million. Who knows? Might be possible. It would be really cool. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and get back to this game. Looks like Cheetah here has decided to go for a Forged Gateway Expand. This is a very common build order on the Asian servers. A lot of Protoss players love to do this against Zerg, and it looks like, oh, Cheetah is going to be warping in a pylon behind the natural expansion of Mystic. Mystic has actually gone for a fast expand, and he does not see this. Is he going to be able to scout this out in time? He is going to send his drones over, and oh, he does see the pylon, so lucky for him, because if this pylon had warped in, Cheetah would have just started warping in a bunch of cannons. The probe here has gotten surrounded and does, oh, the probe goes down. So with that probe going down, it looks like Cheetah is going to have to cancel that pylon to the south, and this pylon is going to go down. He was going to try to warp in some cannons, which would have been very dirty against Mystic, especially since he went for this hatchery first, which means that his spawning pool was delayed, and he wasn't not going to have any Zerglings out or any queens to deal with the cannons. So nice play from Mystic there, warding off the cannons, and it looks like he is going to take down that proxy pylon. Meanwhile, back at Cheetah's base, looks like he is going to finally get that gateway down after the Nexus. He realizes that the Zerg player is getting a later spawning pool, doesn't really need the gateway out right away, but he will need to throw out about 1 or 2 cannons behind this frontal door to deal with any kind of a run by or any kind of an early Zergling pressure from Mystic. Let's take a look at the income tab. You guys can see the Protoss player is up by about 6 harvesters, and that is of course because Mystic decided to go for this hatchery first, but look for that number to even out relatively soon, as Mystic is probably going to start to produce a ton of drones. Yeah, you guys can see 2 or 3 drones on that production tab. Meanwhile, back at Cheetah's base, he is getting a cannon finally, but this is a little bit late, and that could hurt him if these Zerglings run by. Let's see, Mystic is going to start running them across the map and look for them to possibly run by this cannon, which would be really, really bad. Mystic has the Overlord ahead, so he knows exactly what to expect. He knows what the front door looks like, and here comes the Zerglings. 4 Zerglings gonna, oh my goodness, they are going to be able to run by the cannon, and it looks like Cheetah is going to have to pull probes off the line to try to block the ramp, but it looks like the Zerglings are going to sneak right by the probes. Nice play from Mystic. Oh my goodness, I don't think Cheetah was expecting this, and this is really bad for the Protoss player because he doesn't have any gateway units. He's just now getting the Zealot out, and the probes are beginning to fall from the Zerglings. Mystic here is going to keep these Zerglings alive inside the Protoss base for all of eternity, and it's going to be up to Cheetah to deal with this. It looks like he's trying to surround the Zerglings, but the Zerglings are going to remain alive and continue to run around and be annoying inside the Protoss main base. It looks like the Zerglings coming in for once again another attack on the probe, killing off yet another. And you guys can see right now that the Zerg player is starting to pull ahead of the Protoss player in harvesters, 31/27. Still has 2 Zerglings alive inside the Protoss base, keeping them alive. Gonna run through the main and try to continue harassing those probes. Great play from Mystic here. These Zerglings, this one has 1 kill, this one has 2. And keep in mind there was 2 other Zerglings as well, so these Zerglings have been just doing work inside the Protoss base for the entire game. And you know, 7 minutes into this game, they could possibly kill off another probe right here. here. One more probe getting taken out. Oh my goodness, Cheetah here is digging himself into a hole, and I gotta commend Mystic's Zerglings. They have remained alive for the longest time inside the Protoss base. They are gonna go for possibly another probe kill. This Zergling has 2 kills, this Zergling has 3, and keep in mind these Zerglings only cost 25 minerals. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, 25 minerals a piece, and yet they have killed off about 6 or 7. Looks like speed just now kicking in, and those Zerglings are going to stay alive for a very long time, finishing off yet another probe. I really want to take a look back at Mystic's base. Looks like he is producing a ton of Zerglings. He's also got an in-base hatchery and a roach warren, so he's gonna start to produce a ton of lings and roaches out of that out of those hatcheries. And look at this, Cheetah has actually walled off his entire natural front door. He's even revealed his Twilight Council. I think he's going to try to get Templar Archives out, and yeah, there it goes. A Templar Archive going to be warping in right next to that Nexus. Very, very fast temp tech for Cheetah, and I think this was his game plan all along. Go for a fast expand and then try to get Templars out as quickly as he possibly could. But oh my goodness, I don't know if this is gonna work against Mystic. He is gonna try to do some kind of an early aggressive play with his roaches very, very soon. He's got 4 roaches on the way, and he's seen this fast Twilight Council, so he knows that there's gonna be Templar on the way. Either that or Dark Templar. It's one or the other, or perhaps Blink Stalkers, but you know, I don't think Blink Stalkers would be the appropriate choice right now because of all the speedlings on the map. So really, Mystic, if he can get a ton of roaches out, that would be absolutely incredible versus the Templar, because roaches have so much life, and Psionic Storm, even mass Psionic Storm, isn't that good against roaches. They have 145 HP. It takes about 3 storms to actually kill a roach. So Mystic Prime here is definitely going with the correct tech choice. He's also getting the infestation pit to eventually get up to that hive technology as well, and I think he's looking really strong right now. He's securing the 3rd expansion. I want to take a look at the income tab. Looks like the Protoss player with that Chrono Boost has pulled ahead of the Zerg. His income is relatively higher, but in terms of actual army count, he is way, way lower, and you guys can see Cheetah's trying to make up for that by throwing down a ton of gateway. He's got about 6 or 7 gateways warping in right now. This is going to bolster his production for his gateway units, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pull ahead of Mystic Prime. Mystic here is getting speed right now for his roaches. He's getting missile attacks as well as melee for his Zerglings, so really focusing down on those attacks for his Zerg units, and look for him to possibly, I'd really like to see Mystic right now get more drones out. He needs to drone up, he needs to get a ton more harvesters to deal with the gap of income right now compared to the Protoss player. And he's also getting this Overseer. This is nice from Mystic. Bring that Overseer in, find out exactly what is going on inside the Protoss base. Look at that Zealot. It is going to walk into the Protoss base and see exactly what is up, but Cheetah there with great awareness snipes out that Zealot immediately. All that the worker saw, or all that Zealot saw, the decoy saw, was these warp gates. So I think right now Cheetah is definitely cued in. He knows exactly what to expect from the Protoss player. He knows that there's going to be a push relatively soon here. There's going to be a ton of Zealots, Stalkers, and Templar with Storm. And I think this is about the time when Cheetah is about to push out. He's got about 98 food right now compared to Mystic Prime's 107, so he's a little bit lower. Mystic's got some infestors as well. I think the infestors could be useful if they get some nice fungal growths out. Mystic's here also got a ton of queens, and the queens are nice, obviously, to spawn larvae, as well as defend the hive from possible air attacks. But here we go, Mystic got a Zergling just outside the Protoss base to see exactly what is up. We also have forces warping down from the main base, just using that pylon to warp out, and it looks like here we go. Cheetah's gonna be pushing forward. He's got a ton of Stalkers, and I like this from Cheetah. Stalkers are going to deal with the roaches very, very easily, but it's gonna be up to Mystic to surround the Protoss army. If he can get the speedlings to surround these Stalkers, then the Stalkers are just going to be annihilated. And what Cheetah needs to do is make sure he can storm well. He needs to storm the Zerglings, and he might need some more Zealots in this composition as well. So here we go. Cheetah's going to start to walk up this ramp. He is going to find this expansion here, the 3rd expansion. He is going to start to work on this spine crawler, but here we go. Mystic going to bring his roaches and his Zerglings from the north, but the Psionic Storm is just laying waste to the Roaches and Lings. I'm not sure if Mystic is going to come out ahead favorably in this engagement. It looks like he is going to lose this hatchery. More Roaches reinforcing from the north, but all these Roaches getting taken out. Actually, a burrow going down to save the Roaches, but I don't know if this was worth it. It looks like the hatchery was sniped